Mesechus Shabbos Daf Kuf Chav Ches. The Gemara says that the Mishnah is before you can't be mefana tevel, you can't move out tevel. The Gemara says it's pashut tevel, it's Muktza. You can't use it on Shabbos. The Gemara says the chiddush is that's tevel only derabanan because it was planted in the otzutz she'ein nakav. The Shar Melech asks a kasha from this Gemara on the shita of the Rashba in Yivamis that says that it is heter to be safinan biyadayim or isid derabanan to cotton. That means you're allowed to give biyadayim or isid derabanan to cotton to eat. So he says if that's the case, why is tevel derabanan muktza? You could give it to cotton to eat. So the Shar Melech says that perhaps you could explain that in such a situation like this, that the tevel could be eaten in a way that it's mutter. After Shabbos, you can masakin it in such a situation. Perhaps you don't have the heter of the Rashba to give a cotton is derabanan, but he proves from the Rashba that says clearly, even in such a situation, it's mutter to give is derabanan to a cotton. So the Shar Melech says the answer to this question is according to the Rashba on Daf Kuf Chav Zayin and Beis that explains the Gemara of Demai. The Gemara says Demai al dechazilei, and the Gemara says that you can mafkin the chosim avani. It says Machlokes Rishonim. Why do you need to say that the person that owns the Demai could eat it because he can mafkin the chosim? Let the Gemara say the fact that he could give it to ani. That itself should make it that it's not Muktza. So that is a tremendous Machlokes Rishonim. We mentioned the Machlokes and the Shin of Mem Zayin, that the sheet of Tosis is Chanami, the fact that you could give it to someone else makes it that it's not Muktza. However, the Rashba writes that since over here he wants to eat it after Shabbos himself, so the fact that he could give it to Ani is not going to make it that's not Muktza. Because he doesn't want to give it to Ani, it's his, and he wants to eat it himself after Shabbos. So he's mikatzadas from eating it on Shabbos. So the Shar Melech says over here also, the tevel in the otzet she'ein nakav, the balei wants to eat himself, and he doesn't want to give it to a child. So therefore it's Muktza. However, the Shar Melech says it's not so simple. The Rashba holds like that, l'maskana. And also he says over here, it may be different, because he could give it to his own son that he's obligated to feed. So it's different than the case of Ani. The Chasam Sofer over here writes that the answer to this question is that only by his own child it's considered chazi because it's muzanis of mutelis alav, like the Shar Melech writes. But he says your own child, you don't have the heter of safinan biyadayim is derabanan, even like the Das Rashba, because since it's a chi of chinuch, that someone's mechuyev to mechanech his own child, so therefore he cannot give it to his own son. So therefore it's Muktza, because it's someone else's child, it's not oimid to give to him. And his own child, he's not allowed to give because of the Isis Afina Biyadayim. The Chasam Sofer asks, and Lamaisa, he could give it to his daughter, and the daughter is no Chiv Chinuch, or his wife could give it to his son, and the wife is not Mechuyev in Chinuch. The Arsabul Yashiv is a different kasha, that you could give it to a child that's not a Gil Chinuch. So to answer the kasha, you give it to his daughter, we could answer according to the Yisod from Bein Manoyach that we mentioned in the Shir and Brachas Afton Gimel, that's mavur that there's two halachas in chinuch. One halacha in chinuch that you mechuyev in mitzvahs midrabanan lechanchai, and there's another halacha that you mechuyev lahadrich ektanim, that you should go al derech hayoysher. So the Aruch HaShulchan's mavur that even on your daughter, you have that halacha ladrichem al derech hayoysher. So because of that din chinuch, you're not allowed to give even your daughter biyadayim because you're obligated lahadrichem al derech yoysher. Perhaps you could say the mother also is mechuyev to the same halacha of a tzarchi and oid bezeh. The Mebina says you can't give it to a child because his Issa Nashal Kilo, and the Beis Ephraim says that the whole heter of the Rashba is something that the cotton needs to eat. Mashenkin over here, since you didn't set aside the Ben Ishmashas, therefore there's no heter to give it to him on Shabbos. Moving further on, the Gemara brings the halacha of Shimon Gamliel that you allowed metaltal schuches glass because it's chazil in the imas. You give it to ostrich, and Shimon Gamliel holds kol Yisrael b'nei malachim. So even if you don't have a ne'ima, kol Yisrael b'nei malachim. This Gemara is tzarich. What does it help? The fact that kol Yisrael b'nei malachim. L'maisa, you don't have a ne'ima, and you katze das from it totally. So we explained the matnas chaim. We mentioned it on the shir that memhei that you see from here a tremendous chiddush in the geder of Muktza. That Muktza is not enough. The fact that you happen to be mekatze das from the object, there has to be chal in the ikar achefza that it's Muktza. So over here, since the halacha of Kol Yisrael b'nei malachim, he has a din like a ben melech. The din of this chefza is that it's not muktzah. A similar idea we find in the Briskerov. We mentioned on the Kuf Chav Zayin that the mai is only a segavra, so it won't make the chefza muktzah. So although the gavra has an isser to eat the mai, since the chefza mitzat atzmoi is not osir, you have to look at the ikar chefza, and it's not muktzah. And tzarich in the Gemara by Otzitz Nokov, the Gemara says tevel derabanan. But tzarich in, why is that Muktza ludas and the sivis? The derabanan is a gavra, so it shouldn't be Muktza. So according to the Ein Yitzchak that we mentioned in the shir of Kufchav, that when there's an iser derabanan kein deraisa has it in an iser chefza, so therefore it will be an iser chefza, so it's better. But if without the Ein Yitzchak, it's tzarich in. Moving further on, the Gemara says that a behemoth that was naflal amas hamayim on Shabbos, you're allowed to put karmic sauces into the amas hamayim and let the animal out, even though you mavata kli meichanoi, it's mutter b'mokum tzar balei chaim deraisa. Rashi says mavata kli meichanoi it's because kein sois. It's if you're being sois the karmic sauces, the Torah to fall. Ayin minchas really ask how does it pass to be soiser? Rashi holds ein binyan steer bekalim. So Tersifal answers that Rav Lishitose holds on the Kuf Beis yesh binyan bekalim. So therefore there is mvatal kli mechanoi of doimel soiser. The Rambam is mashma that if you can't get the animal out with karmic sauces, you can't take it out biyadayim. The Achronim asks, why can't you take it out biyadayim? The Isser of Tiltul Muktza is Isser derabanan. You should say b'mokum tzar balei chaim, it should be mutter. So the Magen Avraham says that you can't be medam gzeiris chazal zelazeh, but he does say that you could tell a guy to take it out because Isser Amir l'nochi is mutter in this case. However, there are other Achronim, the Sfas Emes, and El Yerabah write that it's mutter even tiltul Muktza biyadayim. Now, Ayin Piskei Rid that says clearly that's mutter tiltul Muktza biyadayim, and the Shulchan Aruch Rav says you could be seimich on the Mekilim b'mokum hefsid meruba. The Achronim ask a kasha on the Shisa of Rambam. The Rambam paskins in Hilchas Reitzeiach that tzar balei chaim is la'av d'oraisa. So how could over here bring this halacha that it's mutter? The Issa Vatakli Mechonoi derabanan b'mokum tzar balei chaim d'oraisa. And the Sefer Av Da'ara says that over here it's different. There's a chashash that the animal will die. So that's a whole different level of Isser tzar balei chaim d'oraisa of Ayin Mumei Soda. The Or Sameach says a tremendous chiddush Tim Yashiv. This kasha, he says the Rambam doesn't mean the regular din of tzar balei chaim. The halacha tzar balei chaim is derabanan. The loshen is only a loshen mushal. That the Rambam means specifically on Shabbos. There's a halacha of shvises behemtoi, and the idea is that the Torah wants that kol balei chaim should be noch from tzar and it should have menucha on Shabbos. So therefore, the Torah is mitzav shvises behemtoi. So therefore, the Torah wants specifically an animal shouldn't have any tzar. So therefore, they will matter the isser of vatakli bechonoi b'mokum tzar specifically on Shabbos. Ayin Pshach, he argues on this Or Samech. He says that the halacha of shvises behemta is not because the shvisa of the behemoth tzaratzma, it's a din on the bailim. The Ayin Shir on the Feit Ches, we mentioned this machlokes.